T25. What's good? What's good, you lot? How you feeling? Let me just cleanse up these cards for you guys. Boy, you see the title? Oh, wait. Mic's far, so I'm going to put it a bit closer. A bit closer. Hello, my love. I can't see who this is yet. Let me see who you are. Can you give me a sound check, please? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, Ocean Goddess. Hey, Dolce. Can you not hear me? Okay, great. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Ooh, it's a bit chilly. Let me open, cleanse up these cards, and then I'll be right with you. I'll be right with you. It was a whole extreme sport to get here to you guys today. Whee! The way tiredness took me down. It took me down. But as a hairdresser, this is my busiest time, so I've been working non-stop, but it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. I got as many cards that are relatable to this topic as I possibly could. Now, obviously, the solstice. Did you see the flick? Your girl is a full-blown natty dread. Natty! 2 years in. Happy Locksversary. 2 years. Yeah, I got as many cards as I could that was relatable to the subject that I want to discuss this lovely evening, this lovely solstice evening. I know that the solstice comes with her own energy. However, this topic I want to discuss, and the thing about it. Hey, Jackie Martin. The thing about it is, I don't know too much about it. That's the thing. I don't know too much about the thing that I want to talk about. However, talk about it we must. Talk about it we must. And the topic that I want to talk about is Mama's home. Hit the like button when you come in, my loves. Mama is home. Not me. I mean, obviously, Mama's home. You're in Mama's house. Make sure you take your shoes off before you come in. I've even got these. These are classic soulful women from our lovely Yameya. Okay, and that's another thing. I missed out Sophia's name in the title because Mama's home. Mama is home. And I don't know if you lot can feel it or not. Do you remember the last time I wore this? Well, it probably wasn't the last time I wore this dress. Do you remember the last time I dressed up for Halloween? Remember last year's costume where I dressed up as... I dressed up as a dragon. Do you remember that? Oh, thank you, Jackie Martin. Do you remember that when I dressed up as a dragon, and my whole theme was the Bob Marley song Babylon. Yeah. Calm down. Babylon, your throne gone down. When you hear the sound of the Yaman say. Remember, Babylon, your throne gone down, gone down. Babylon, your throne gone down. Remember that. Okay, boom. Thank you, Dolce. Remember, I didn't actually wear makeup. I wore a mask. And DFPV, Happy Holidays T2. I didn't actually wear makeup. I wore a mask, a dragon's mask, and I had Diana on, and Diana was doing all the things. Yeah, do you remember that? Now, I didn't know that not only was it the year of the dragon as to why I dressed up, but it was also radical. I have that face. I look like everybody's sister. Oh yes, Dolce, you're correct. I did kill the eyes. I did the proper dragon eyes, green with the line. Girl, I mean, it's in the thumbnail. It's in the thumbnail. Same dress. Big up Make 1984 Fiction again for this beautiful garment that I just cannot get enough of. I just love it so much. I just love it. Anyway, boom, off topic. So when I dressed up as this dragon, it wasn't just because it was the year of the dragon. It wasn't just because I was born in the year of the dragon. It was because I was a specific dragon called Tiamat. Never heard of her until maybe about 2 weeks ago. Maybe after I did the last reading, the next day, Tiamat flooded my timeline. And on YouTube, not the others, because I'm off social media, I'm off the other apps, I'm very proud of myself, but flooded my YouTube, and I started to get into it. I started to listen to the stories of Tiamat and who she was, the primordial dragon mother, the breath of life, the original. And I started to remember when I was doing my research on Sophia, and it sounded, hey Cinnamon Q, it sounded very much like Sophia energy. And then, you know, I went down that rabbit hole. I was down there for a minute, and I came back up, and I was just like, we talked about. It's funny because the last reading I did, I don't remember much about it. I haven't watched it back, and I don't remember much about it. But I think in that video, I could be wrong. I think in that video I called Earth Kai instead of Earth. And then I've been watching some old videos. I watched the Bantu, the Wakanda video when I was saying that there was some type of alliance happening back then when they made the Wakanda movie. I've been watching some old videos that I made when I was doing book club about women who run with the wolves. And I'm thinking to myself, Miss Bailey, I was thinking to myself, well, Stardust, hey baby. Maybe the reason why I'm trying to get the hair to look okay, that's the look. The reason why I am almost being dragged something back into this whole divine feminine archetype, wild woman archetype, chaos woman archetype is because that's exactly what's happening. See this plant here? Can you see her? All of this is the one plant, except that little bit here. This plant is something else. But all of this is one plant. Look, she's doing a lot of things. I've had her since 2018. Her name is Lillith. And there are Lillith babies all over my house because I propagate her probably the most out of all the plants that I have. Now, Lillith had to be removed from the hallway because, as you know, I spruced up my hallway and that was her home, and there she was flourishing. So since that year, last year, when I started to do up the hallway, I realized that her new home, which was in the kitchen, she had become small. Like, she was still growing, but her leaves were tiny. Can you see that one leaf here? That's just one of her leaves, and they grow like spiders. Like, her leaves are so beautiful, and they're purple and they're green, and you can see some at the end here, some of her original state coming back. And that, since I've placed her back, because this was her original home before it was the hallway, so I took her out of the kitchen and I brought her back to her original home to give her back the life that she originally displayed. And I was just like, this is definitely a metaphor. I mean, I definitely read the energy of my environment in order to grasp what is happening on a bigger scale. And the very mere fact that Lilith is coming back to her original state after a time of smalling herself is the exact meaning of this video. Mama's home. Not only is Mama home, she's home because her children called for her. Her children have been screaming for her. While everybody else has been calling for their father, some of us have been calling for our mothers. Some of us have been in desperate need for that maternal nourishment, that maternal love. Do you remember when I went to Portugal in September and it was a full moon and I did a reading and in relation, and I called it We Call Out to You. And again, I think it's, if we even want to expand it from the mama, it's the matriarch. We are screaming for this to be what's that word? what my fingers just did? Integrated. We are calling for this maternal energy to be integrated, screaming to be reunited. Yes, Stardust. We called, and she answered. She answered. Tiamat answered. Lilith answered. Mama Yameya answered. The Magdalene answered. Sophia answered. And now that they've answered us, they've remixed some stuff. They've remixed. There's been a remix. So, do you remember the last reading I said to you that I wanted to talk to you about what's happening with my womb? Obviously, I'm wearing the colours of the womb, of the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is... I originally wanted to call this video, Make Today Be the Last Time You Call Their Name, You Recall That Place, You Do That Thing. That's what I wanted to call this video, but the mothers were like, how dare you not address us on the solstice when we are bringing back the light. I said, but I'm going to try and incorporate the two. Now, the reason why I'm saying make today the last day that you call their name, you recall that place and you do that thing, is because the shift has been so loud. I'll tell you how loud it's been. So we're talking about the sacral chakra, we're talking about the womb. For the past 3 months, my cycle has fallen dead on the full moon. No deviation. I am always shedding on the full moon. And I'm kind of glad about that because, this in the sync and the tea. I love all of that shit. And then this month's full moon, I can't remember which zodiac sign it fell into, but this last full moon, nothing. Absolutely just tumbleweed. Absolutely nothing. I said, okay. 5 days later, absolutely nothing. So, ladies, you know that feeling when you're just about to come on and you're a bit angsty, or some of us are a little bit more aroused than normal, or some of us are craving certain things. Just that, whatever that feeling is that you have the day before. Some of you are emotional, you're crying. I had that for a solid 2 weeks. That feeling had me for a solid 2 weeks, to the point where in my head, I thought, okay, menopause is kicking in. It's over. I felt kind of relieved. I was just like, you know what? Yes, I'm tired. I don't want it no more. And yeah, good, great. We're done here. Dead. I even booked a yoni steam. I went yesterday with my bestie. It was her birthday. And I booked a yoni steam with one of our sisters. Monique, if you want more details about that, let me know. I went to her house, and beautiful ceremony, but I wasn't involved because dead on the new moon in Sagittarius, my cycle began. And it wasn't only that my cycle began. My bestie said that her energy levels are high during a full moon and low during a new moon. But this month it had reversed. She had low energy during the full moon and she had the high energy during the new moon. And it made me think, what does this all mean? What's going on here? And I remembered my plant. The restoration, the primordial waters, the original state, the original way of being, because we've been taught that we bleed on the full moon and ovulate on the new moon. But what if it was in reverse? What if we were supposed to shed in the new moon, so in the full moon we could fully bring together, and whatever it is that we wanted to bring together, whatever needed to be, because when we are pregnant, our bellies are not flat, they're full. We're ready to give birth on the full moon. Maybe, you know, I got problems with the moon, you lot know that already, yeah, but maybe again it's been told to us, the stories have been told to us in reverse, so that we don't have the ability to work the magic that is available to us at those times. Maybe we shed now in the new and give birth in the full. What if it's that, and we've just been doing everything back to front because everything's upside down, inside out? Another thing that I wanted to address, a theory that I've had and seen. I think I've seen evidence of it. I think I know that it's true, that all of these planets are not above us, they are around us. We are all on the same plane, but just, again, different dimensions. Remember I told you countries are not countries, they are dimensions, and airports are portals that we walk through in order to move into new dimensions. I can go through an airport and be somewhere sunny and hot during the day, coming out of complete darkness. Do you understand what I'm saying? In a matter of 2-3 hours. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and there's only so far we can go. There's places we're not allowed to go. Once you hit the poles, the North Pole or whatever it is, and the ice walls. But I think beyond that, there is the other things that we speak of, the other civilizations and communities and stuff that we once mingled with. I'm starting to believe that we're not so much remembering or remembering what we used to be, but it's more remembering our greater family, our wider family, the wider communities that we've intermingled with. And I, in my head, they're saying, yes, that's the galactic council. That's what you're talking about. That's what we're all doing. That's exactly what it looks like. It's everything and everybody just all kind of coming together and speaking on how we become better all together. And I think that this matriarchal Tiamat energy is also, I don't even think they're involved in the talks. I think they're at the head of the table and they are now instructing. Another thing I wanted to say about my cycle, when I thought it was over, I thought to myself, oh, so I'm now a crone, because basically that's what menopause is. Perimenopause is the process from the mother to the crone. The period is the process from the maiden to the mother. The perimenopause is from the maiden, from the mother to the crone. So even though perimenopause lasts for, it can be lasting up to 9 years, I think it is almost a process that is needed. That's how long it will take for you to embody this crone energy. And embodying the crone energy is to embody all three maiden, mother, crone energy all at the same time, all at once. Have that bouncing off of, have that energy to almost shape shift into whatever you need to be in order to get your best result, get what it is that you want or you need. So yeah, this is I think also we are the first generation to go through menopause to understand exactly what it is and understand what it isn't, because what it isn't is a curse. What it isn't is something awful that's happening to us. What it is a primordial shift. The shift happens within us. The waters within us are shaken up. The chaos is created in order for this new thing to be born, this new version of femininity to be born, this, and to be honored, not to be bothered with monthly cycles and pregnancy and all of these things, just to be absolutely feminine in all of its glory, if that makes sense. Having the experience of already being the maiden, already being the mother, and now integrating all of that information to become the crone. And it's not just the information of the individual woman, it's the information of the entire everything, of the all. It's the information of the all that becomes louder and louder within us, and it allows us to relax. It allows us to be unbothered. It allows us to be exactly who we choose to be without any barriers and without any restrictions. That's exactly what menopause, perimenopause, and menopause is. That's all I want to say about that. I also want to just quickly brush up on the fact that you shouldn't be talking about those that have been shed the culling of your existence. You shouldn't be talking about those people who no longer have a place in your life. in your process. You shouldn't be talking about the places anymore. You shouldn't have any reminders of the things that bring you back to those places. Also, Ma'at. Yeah, girl, Stardust Phoenix. Yeah, girl, I thank you for being here. You're literally filling in the gaps of the things that I'm remembering. It is the information of Ma'at. Exactly. And I did include Ma'at in the title. Thank you, girl. Exactly. You are a new being. So I want to encourage my sisters that are going through perimenopause. I want to encourage my daughters who are yet to go through it. But when it comes, baby girls, it's actually a wonderful experience. We become fuller in every sense of the word. For the longest time, I was hanging on to my maiden energy, like forget the mother energy. I was hanging on to my maiden energy, like, oh my God, I put so much weight. Show me a goddess without a belly. Show me a goddess without full breasts. Show me a goddess without, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not Marga, and they're not slight. They're full and voluptuous and get it. Like that's what I have to see when I look at myself now. I have to see that this crone energy is leave man. Stop playing around here. Don't play around here. You'll be gone before you know it, and you're gonna miss the nuggets. It's not the time or the place for you and your foolishness. Stop all of that. Hey, Alua. I can't say your name properly. They are full of life. Stardust, thank you for being here, girl. Thank you so much, Stardust Phoenix, because you really are filling in the gaps. They are full of life. They are nowhere near washed up, deathbeds, none of that. And I think as well, this whole revolution that's happening with feminine energy and not choosing to be part of marriages, some of them are not even choosing parenthood, they are choosing themselves. And I think that is another indication and call from this crone energy of Tiamat, of Sophia, of Lilith, of all of them, Magdalene, or Ma'at. I can't think of them all. They are so vast. Chaos in her very essence. I should have actually brought Sacred Destiny as well, but we don't. So let's just get into prayer and start pulling a few cards to give us some more clarification about this energy. Everybody's talking about the three-eye atlas. Three-eye atlas for me is code for what we've just spoken about in terms of mama's home. I don't think the three-eye atlas, I think the three-eye atlas is a distraction. They're saying look over there when actually we're supposed to be looking over here, and it's the whole time it's been mama, not papa, not the skies, not our sky daddy antics. It's been the primordial waters. I've spent so much time in water. My singing voice is as crystal clear as it's ever been. Like, and normally when that's happened, because it happens in spits and spats, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's not so cool, but lately it's been absolutely consistent, especially when I'm in the water. And normally I have the drive to make music, but I don't think that that is what the voice is for at this time, from especially in all of the chaos, in all of the tampering of frequencies. I think that we should be using our voices correctly to change the energy. When we use our voice, it should be to harmonize and bring in harmony and peace and love. It shouldn't be, and we shouldn't be keeping it to ourselves. If you feel the need to sing or hum, you know, do so, but do so with intention. Thank you so much. I bought 25 kgs of Epsom salts. You best believe I've been in the bath daily. I'm in the bath. As soon as I finish this, I'm jumping in the bath again. Let's get into prayer. Divine Mother and Father who live within us, hallowed be thy name, our freedom. Come, your will be done in us as it is in you. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses against ourselves and others as we forgive those who trespass against us and themselves, through all lifetimes, timelines, misunderstandings and levels of consciousness. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the absence of love. For we are the kingdom, we are the power. Divided we are weak, united we are victorious. And to you, the Almighty, we give all of the glory forever and ever. Duaneter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is, and so it will be. Ashe. I invite my ancestors, my guides, my angels, my Orisha, my guardians of the Sierra, fire and ether into this space so that we can have a clear, precise reading about any of the energies that we need to be aware of at this time as a collective and individually. Ashe. Set your intentions, y'all. If there's anything that you need to know, any questions that you need answered, set your intentions in this video. We are completely protected and guided. And let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. I've got the wisdom of Avalon. We're going to start with the wisdom of Avalon. Let's see what comes up for us. I tried to find that. Did you see it jump? Shall I let it out? Let's put it out. Let's put them both out. And then one more, please. One more. I've tried to find all of my cards that I know have got dragons involved in them. There's dragons here. So let's see if the dragons come up. Let's see if Tiamat and them come up. All right, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, look. We'll leave those two and let's get into these two. The novice. Didn't I talk to you about Mama's home? There's a lot that we don't know, and there's a lot to learn. So I think that this is the time for us to be patient with ourselves, for us to trust the process and to allow ourselves to be open. Remember I think it was the last reading when I spoke about the absence of the high priestess coming up in my readings, and for us to embody that energy. So maybe that's why we don't need to see it, because we should be it. Sorry, I got a bit gas. It says here, so it says, the messenger of Avalon, the novice, innocence, beginner, ignorance, new skill without practice, unstable curiosity, 5, a change. Do you see it? Like this is literally, I think, the evolution of yourselves, of us as a collective, coming out of the mother energy and stepping deeply into the crone energy. No matter where you are, no matter where you are in your process, no matter what your age is. Do you see that she's holding a staff here? The staff represents the pineal gland and the spinal cord, the nervous system, all 33 vertebrae. This is what she's holding. She's holding that ancient wisdom, that ancient knowledge. Like I know that I sound like I'm trying to mold these cards into what it is that I've already said to justify and to clarify, but I think that the message is the message. Do you see that she's standing by a gnarled tree? Can you see the trees winding and twisting? It isn't a tree that's growing straight up. Normally when you see a tree that's all mangled and gnarly like this means that you are standing on sacred ley lines that have crossed over. So the energy of the earth is at its highest when you see trees in that state. And there she is. Even the tree in the background is not growing up. It's gnarly. It's mangled. And she's standing on this, in this space, almost kind of not sure of herself, but rest assured that you have been practicing over these years during your ascension process. Rest assured every time you've gone outside and put your feet on the earth barefoot and said a prayer and laid an offering and felt the wind and felt the elements on your body, you have been in practice. So I think that this is what this is telling us right now, is that regardless of how the temperature or the weather is outside, we should still be outside. My beautiful baby niece came. She's not a baby, she's 19, but she's my baby niece. Came on Monday. She's been staying with me this week, and the first thing we did, the first day she got here, we ran outside. We got some wood, some twigs, and like all natural wood. We didn't buy anything other than the kibble, you know the little thing to get it started. But we looked around us and we found enough wood, and we started a fire. Got outside with our bare feet. I've not seen her that long. We both had salt baths when we got in. We both ate clean. That's what I'm saying. You may feel like a novice, but the truth of the matter is, you ain't new to the rodeo. You know what this is. You've done this millennia, cycle after cycle after cycle. I've got my stranger. It's not Stranger Things. What's it called? Beautiful Creatures Tarot. Long time since we've used this. Beautiful Creatures Tarot for Novice. Let's get a beautiful clarification for that. Let's see what we get as a collective. What have we got? We got Justice. See, no. Do you see the graduation ceremony here? Do you see the witch, the mother that you were? You're being the crown is being handed to you. You're about to start an absolutely new cycle. The restructuring, the changing of the guard is really a real life thing, but it isn't something that's outside of us. This is something that's inside. That's something that's we are creating. We as a collective are creating this changing of the guard, this re-emergence of mama, this re-emergence of divine feminine energy on this plane. That's what we're doing. And the graduation is taking place as we speak. This shedding, this snake here was not for no reason. Do you understand? Like we continue to shed right up until the 17th, but it will be 17th of February, but it will be a completely new type of shedding, because we will now be in the 1 year. We're coming out of the 9 year and what that meant and how that felt. And we'll be doing something completely different in the 1 year. In the look, it's an 11. Look at that. Listen. And it says here, equality. It says equality. Because you have to understand, as the matriarch energy is reintroduced, integrated into our consciousness, we're not here to break down the masculine energy, especially the divine masculine energy. That's not what we're here to do. That's not what the purpose of this is. It's so that we stand on our own 2 feet. We become exactly who we are, despite of everything that's happening. It isn't a one-upmanship. It's allowing ourselves to be completely in the conversation, in the changes, making the decisions, knowing that we are doing the matriarchy energy will be doing it out of love. And there'll also be a lot of chaos. So natural disasters, these types of things, if we're talking about it on the macro scale, there'll be a lot more natural disasters. Keep your eye on the Schumann resonance to understand why you're maybe super sleepy or extra fatigued or cranky or sad or whatever it is. Keep an eye on the Schumann resonance, the mother's heartbeat, so that you can move in accordance. You can do whatever it is that you need to do in order to stay aligned and at your highest level of energy. You're at your highest energy. Protection. No worry yourself. No worry yourself, y'all. You know, you're protected. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. This is exactly how it should feel. You're no longer worried or tentative about how you're moving. You can be as vibrant and as powerful as you want to be. This is absolutely the time because you're completely protected. What does this mean for the collective? Protection from what exactly? What is it that you feel that the collective needs to be protected from at this time during these shifts? The King of Wands, the masculine, the masculine energy, maybe even the patriarchy, the leadership. It says, what are we being protected from? The current leadership right now that we are all susceptible to. That is exactly what we are being protected from. That is wild. That's wild. Okay. And then we got joy. We got joy. Because this should be a joyful process. This should be something that we are moving through with confidence, with flair. Like one of my really good sisters, she's always been stunningly beautiful, but kind of a little bit, a little bit hidden behind the bushel. And when we went out yesterday, when I tell you, watching the birth of a baddie was just my joy. Watching my sister just be fully in her baddie era. Oh, girl, it did sweet me a see. It did sweet me a see. The joy of the becoming is what is exciting for us right now. It's the joy of the becoming. Can I see what that means for us as a collective? The joy. It's a 10 in the 1 year. Because I'm telling you, the shedding will be different is once we get into this new Gregorian calendar, into the 10-year. The shedding will feel so different. Because it was quite excruciating this year. However, here it says detach. Detach from 2 things. Detach from logic and detach from these thoughts that have kept you in a state of habit, in a state of routine, in a state of cycles. Release all of that now. The 6, the mother said release that, and it says also release the logical mind. This is now, we're going to feel our way through this thing. We are no longer going to think our way. It's been a thing for a while now. We should be feeling and not thinking. Yeah. That's right, past vices for true. That's why I said, let today be the last day that you speak of them, speak of that place and do that thing. Let today be the last of it. Whatever is not serving you, whatever is still causing barriers, whatever is still causing blockages, release that now. Some of you, 100%, if we're talking about the feminine, need to go and do a little yoni steam still. You know, whether it's, if you're on your cycle, please wait till after your cycle is finished. But if you're not, get yourself a little yoni steam, a little salt bath, and a little foot on the earth, I beg. Do that. And then finally, we have to trust. We have to trust ourselves first and foremost. We have to trust what it is that we are being channeled, what it is that we are being, what we are remembering, what it is that we are feeling at this time, how we are moving at this time. Trust that this is exactly what we should be doing at this time. And what does this mean for the collective? This means celebration. This means get ready for that year of the horse. This is the chariot energy, because the ship is going to be moving very, very fast. So you've got to trust the ride. Unlike the 20-mile-an-hour driving limit that we now have in the UK, everything's going to be accelerating at an extreme speed. So we have to trust the process. We have to celebrate as much as we can, because they say life is short. It's going to get shorter in terms of how quickly things are going to be moving. Believe in your own magic, my J's. Watch her now. Oh yeah, I had a time yesterday. I even drank a little bit of alcohol still. I had a little 1 glass of Prosecco, sweetened me. And then I had some plum wine, went to my favourite Japanese restaurant, and we were gonna get into the sake, but that would have caused problems, because yeah. Last time I had sake, listen. Last time I had sake, that's all I can say. So it wasn't the time or the space. What did I say about the voice? Spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. What did I say about the voice? And what did I say about the primordial waters? What can you see here? The mermaid, the siren energy. We've also got villain with that. And so nothing has been more villainized than the feminine energy in this current, in this past cycle, in this past age. Nothing has been more villainized than the feminine energy. But we can always rewrite the story. We can always rewrite the story. We have the right to speak up about what it feels like and the experience of the divine feminine. We don't have to be small anymore. I want to pull some clarifiers though for spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to sing. It's a 7. You know, spiritually, we're not singing anymore for entertainment, for the validation of the ego and these things. We are singing to change. We're in these primordial waters. Nothing is more malleable, is that the word? Nothing is more flexible than the waters. The water holds the memory of ancients. The 7 of Cups. More water. And didn't I say it was a 7 for this? 7 of Cups is your choice. You can sing for the other reasons. You can sing for entertainment. You can sing, but I think for healing, singing for healing. The way you can heal your nervous system just by humming. You know, you don't have to be a singer. Do you hear me? You don't have to be somebody that classes themselves as someone that can sing. Humming, you know, the frequency, the different vibrations that run through the waters, the primordial waters of your being, will change not only your inner world, but it will have an effect on your outer world as well. But don't choose to do it. Look, see the money and the riches, you know, you can see, look, I love this. You can see the whirlwind, the chaos. You can sing for knowledge. You can sing to open up your heart. You get me? You can sing for revolution. You see it? Like all of these things, you can sing to praise the Most High. You see it? It's your choice, but sing. Sing, sing, sing. Flabba jabba. That is your opinion, and your opinion is valid to you. Okay? Wow, I haven't seen that. I've seen so many different reviews on this K-pop demon thing, whether it's high vibe or low vibe, whether it's good or bad. You see the hermit, the villain. Many of you are isolated. I mean, we're in divine feminine season. Not really trying to be outside too much. It was mad yesterday because me and my girl went outside, and some woman, just before we got to the train station to go to our next destination, this woman came out of. She was an Asian woman, maybe South Asian, and she came out of nowhere, and she started to praise us, literally praise us. Oh my God, how dare you be so beautiful? How dare you guys be this stunning? Da 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 da. I was a little bit taken aback, because I was just like, is this bitch about to spray something in through her face? And next thing you know, we're in a car. You get me? Like I was skeptical. I said, I don't like being outside. I find people strange and weird. But this woman spent 2 or 3 minutes bigging up me and my sister on different levels, and then left. She just disappeared. Poof. She came out of nowhere and disappeared again out of nowhere. And this hermit, especially like I said during feminine season, this pull to stay within, to be rested, to stay out of the wahala, especially in this season, especially in this holiday season, where this is where we are the most anxious and we're the most, I guess, uninhibited, because people are drinking from 1 o'clock in the afternoon. People are spending, you know, the lower energies are out, and they're out in force, and they're out um in numbers. You get it? So the urge to be inside your own energy is there, but at the same time there is still beauty on the outside. And this, whenever you do step outside, you'll get reminders that this villain story of the divine feminine is being rewritten. This energy of women celebrating each other, being excited for each other, supporting and loving each other, is the new story. This is standing together. This isn't trying to one be better than the other. This is no one-upmanship. Literally, this is no one-up womanship. There's no such thing, right? This is a time where we are really standing side by side and lifting each other up instead of dragging each other down. Got 3 more cards to pull, and we'll be reading from the books. It says, anger as my sacred ally. I listen to the messages within my anger and use it as a positive force for good. This is that chaos energy. This is that primordial mother energy. This is definitely, like I told you, this is natural disasters on 100 across the planet. My sister said we are definitely going to we're moving into a time where hotter places, hot countries of hotter climates will become colder, and colder climates will become warmer. That's what I was even saying. So I said to my sister, it's even insane that we are trying to run from here into another climate. Another beautiful, beautiful friend of mine was talking about how sometimes we can overestimate the experience of living in a warmer climate, because we're not ready for the earthquakes, we're not ready for the hurricanes, we're not ready for the natural disasters, the eruptions of volcanoes in these spaces. And I think it's definitely something that we need to be more in tune with, be something. And we need to desensitize our mind from these things. I've always told you lot from the time I've been here that the weather is spirits. The weather are deities. The rain, the wind, the sun, the all of the snow, everything. These are deities with messages and with energy and with gifts. And so we need to honor these deities, these energies of the weather more, these natural disasters. They're all part of the whole. They're the whole reason why the environment in which we live in is formed. So they need to be respected so much more than they are at this time. Time to read it to 10 as we move into this 1 year. Let's see. So long since I've been in this deck. So long. I respect my anger as an expression of my passion for life, as a setter of boundaries, and as a protective force within me. When I use my anger wisely, it is a great ally to me, a sacred gift of power. I harness the gift of my anger to liberate myself, awaken myself from self-deception, and show me where I have lacked courage. I listen to my anger and learn to transform it into a positive force for good. I use my anger as a healing flame to burn off that which no longer serves me, never as a destructive fire to harm myself or others. Card affirmation. I listen to the messages within my anger and I use it as a positive force for good. I'm telling you, this is that mother energy coming back online. And let's get a goddess from the, what is it called? It's just called the goddess deck, but it's got the goddess knowledge cards. Let's get a card from here. Have you lot seen that I've started to post some videos from my book club from when we did Women That Run With The Wolves? So if you didn't or haven't subscribed to Patreon, there's little snippets of what you can expect from book club and the discussions that were had at that time, and that was 3 years ago. And I just felt like it was, I had to remember the things that I learned from reading Women That Run With The Wolves. I think it's a very sacred book. I think it's a book, it's almost like an instruction manual on how to be in your wild nature as a feminine. And this anger as my sacred ally is definitely confirming that is indeed the path that we are walking at this time. I mean, I just took the one from the top. Not my girl Medusa. Not my girl Medusa. And can you see, wait, Can you see that she's got the Pegasus? She's here as a Pegasus. No, bitch. She's here. She looks like a horse, Pegasus, dragon thing. Can you see that? So she kind of looks like a horse. She kind of looks like a dragon. She kind of looks like a Pegasus. Can y'all see that? Oh my days. And who dressed up as Medusa this year? Because you know your girl was just on it. Listen, when Medusa was slain, the winged horse Pegasus sprang from her blood. Who knew that? The Greeks portrayed Medusa as a horrifying gorgon, an ugly woman with snakes for hair. Anyone who looked at her face would turn into stone. Yet her name was the name root as medicine and measure, and derives from a Greek word meaning to protect, to rule. Over Medusa is a moon goddess, the triple-headed great goddess in her death aspect. She is associated with blood, so to meet her is to meet the mysteries of moon blood or menstrual blood. Listen. Sacred and terrible in any mythologies, the source of life. Medusa is serpent energy. Let's go back to Lilith in the Garden of Eden. Yeah. And living, terrifying, impersonal. Somehow, Medusa, a symbol of growth and generation that dies so that from death may come life. Become a symbol of fear, for to look directly upon the divine is to face a terrifying reality. Pegasus is instinct, wisdom, imagination, life force, and intuitive understanding. If I took this mic and just dropped it. If I took this mic and just dropped it. Let's get our crystal and let me just get in the bath and contemplate what has just happened in this hour here. Cause yo, can't tell me nothing. When I'm telling you, Mama's home, nothing to fear. Her children, she says nothing to fear. She says the Herkimer diamond. Let's have a look. Let's see what that means for us. It's a 46. Guess what that is? That's also a 10. I can't believe we got the Medusa card, you know. Yes. What a year, y'all. What a year. What a year. Wow. Okay. Herkimer diamond, instant energy. Powerful energy generates that access and release past life information. Herkimer diamond make excellent shields against geopathic stress or EMFs. The crystal works beyond the physical levels of being to bring harmony to the energy bodies and the soul. Self-understanding. Keep careful note of your dreams as they reveal the underlying cause of your dis-ease. You may be particularly sensitive to EMF frequencies, radioactivity, and detrimental earth energies. You may also be physically sensitive and need to clear a blocked third eye. Divination. Check that you are not living in a negative earth energy line. You may be addicted to your tablet or mobile phone and receiving detrimental vibes therefrom. Screen yourself appropriately. Healing insight. High vibration, high impact energy can dramatically change your world. Extremely high frequency chakra, all timing spring. Soul path, seeing the light. There's your bow, there's your reading, there's your word. I pray that this was helpful, and then I pray that you enjoy the rest of this solstice energy. I love you guys like you wouldn't believe. Oh, Nads 55, the Nads 55 girl, I'm telling you, I love that you love that book. And like I said, I'll be releasing snippets of the book club discussions for the rest of the year. And please, if you want to really get into it though, you can join me over on Patreon. The link is in my bio. Make 1984 fiction again. I love you too, and I love your garments. I look forward to going through your catalogue and purchasing more of your beautiful garments that you will be creating for the divine feminine energy at this time. And I love you lot. Azula J, girl, you already know. You already know. This was a beautiful reading, and you're a beautiful communion. And I will see you soon. Hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're coming in on the playback, come true. Also, if you want a personal reading, please go to my website and you can tap in with me there. All right, I love you lot. Ciao. Happy holidays to you lot that celebrate, and happy holidays to my hair. Okay, bye.